Kyle Jackson, who also goes by the name of Mongraal, is an 18-year-old Brit who is most famously known as the person who holds the record for being the youngest competitive player in the esports scene.
I've joined a Faze clan, which is a dream come true. I can't believe I'm now sitting in Faze. Like a year ago, I just joined Secret and I've left them on good terms, like no bad blood or anything. But it's just crazy that I've went from, you know, like the BBC interview and now I'm at Faze. Like, it's crazy to think about, but I just want to say thank you to everyone for all the support I've got over the past year.
Making appearances for both Team Secret and Faze before the age of 15, as well as being an absolute demon on a multitude of games, his story is extremely successful, but it doesn't come without its prices to pay along the way. So how did the story of Mongraal play out? Just how smooth was his journey to fame? And how has his life shaped out 5 years after being put in the scope of stardom? To find out where his content creation adventure all started, we have to go back to April 2018, which is the date of the first recorded video on Mongraal's YouTube channel. Bearing in mind this is the earliest video of his that I could find, it's amassed almost 2 million views, and this wasn't a one-off video that went viral while the rest of his videos were struggling. Even his other videos that were posted around this time sit anywhere from 200,000 to 5 million views. From the get-go, a 13-year-old Mongraal was completely taking over the Fortnite and YouTube scene. People were labelling him the best player they've ever seen. He was getting attention from the majority of the biggest names around at the time, and teaming up with the best players to create unstoppable teams. All of this exposure and these frequent collaborations got his name passed around the industry like wildfire. He was one of, if not, the only English Fortnite streamer to be in the conversation surrounding who the best player in the world was. Although usually in these situations, a creator would have made a load of throwaway or lower quality videos before eventually getting a huge wave of attention, this doesn't seem to be the case with Mongraal. It genuinely looks like he started posting highlights from high kill games, and based on his skills and performances on show, all eyes were on him, and there was an expectation that he would go on to become the next big thing, which is exactly what happened. In 2018, his face was all over everything Fortnite related in the UK. I mean, he even managed to get an interview with the BBC, describing his route to success, how long he's been gaming for, why he thinks he was able to break the record for becoming the youngest competitive esports player ever, how he balances gaming, videos, and school life at the same time, and a few other common interview questions.
I started playing competitively when I was around 9 or 10. I got into like Halo, Call of Duty, games like that, and I realised that I could probably like go to a pro level if I keep playing at the level I am.
It's one thing to go viral online, but it's another thing when you get interviewed by the biggest broadcasting service in your home country, and if I could guess, I would imagine that this would be the exact moment when Mongraal knew just how real all of this was. During this interview, at 13 years old, Kyle was signed to Team Secret's esports team and would remain in this position for about a year before being signed to Faze in 2019. Things couldn't have been going any better for Mongraal. He was making an absolute fortune from streaming, YouTube, brand deals, being signed to an esports team, tournaments, and so many other revenue streams. He was signed to one of the largest esports teams in the world, playing a game that he loved, and becoming friends with some of the most influential figures in the gaming world. Everything a teenage gamer dreams of. But of course, with a situation as daunting and stressful as this, for a 14-year-old, things were bound to go bad sooner rather than later. Back when he was taking the game extremely seriously and existing in the competitive picture, the cracks were beginning to show.
For fuck's sake, now the keys won't... I'm done!
Mongraal would have frequent outbreaks. His stress was at an all-time high from streaming countless hours on a daily basis, going straight into games after already being frustrated, and it just wasn't healthy for a young kid to be experiencing things like this.
Why the f*** is Thanos in the game? Sing, 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 sing! Sing, sing, sing! Why is that in the game? Sing, sing!
Maybe he just had too much pressure at once. Being in Faze at 14 years old, having tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people watching you live streaming daily for anywhere between 8 to 16 hours a day, making YouTube videos, as well as still going to school at this time before dropping out. It was all going to catch up with him eventually and put his temper on a short fuse. However, similar to Della, While Mongraal was still playing Fortnite competitively on a daily basis, he saw the funny and entertaining side of his reactions and would have rage compilations made for his viewers to laugh at or make memes with. But he slowly realised what he was doing was just grinding away at his well-being bit by bit and spiralling into a dark path. As a result of all of this, he would decide to eventually quit the competitive scene, and saying that by playing the game, he is wasting time and doing no good to himself, which is something that requires a lot of maturity and self-awareness to realise at such a young age, an area which seems to be one of his main strengths as of today. His last gaming upload on his channel would be on the 1st of February 2023, and that would appear to be the end of his channel to a lot of his subscribers. With no updates, communication, or glimpse of hope that Mongraal would come back to YouTube, most people thought this was his way of saying that he's giving up all things YouTube and content creator related. This would be the case for 6 long months, until eventually on August the 11th, he would return with a video completely unrelated to gaming, rage, or frustration. Mongraal had been on his Andrew Goggins type shit, discovered the beauty of self-love, improvement, and true serenity, and came back with a vlog-style video that explained his disappearance for the period, what he's doing now, his future plans, and what made him take this direction of life. Still, only 18 years old at this time, Mongraal has matured extremely quickly and identified areas of himself that he wanted to work on to become someone he's proud of. Since returning to YouTube, he has only uploaded 3 videos, but it doesn't take a genius to see that he wants to become a role model to people who have stuck around watching him, give them advice on how to start bettering themselves. For example, helping them understand that doing too many self-improvement activities at once will overwhelm and exhaust them, so it's better to do less at the beginning and pick up more as they go along. A segment in one of his most recent videos explains this point very well.
In this video I'm going to be going over the things that I think you should add to your structure at first. I don't think you should add a whole bunch of stuff at first because you're going to get overwhelmed, like I said, and it's just so important to keep at it and not set goals that are not set your tasks too unrealistic and slowly and gradually increase them, because like I said at the start of the video, if you set too many goals that are too high at the same time, it will just wear you out.
Kyle has since started doing ice baths, meditation, journaling, reading, grounding, which is where you go barefoot on grass to become more connected and at one with yourself, as well as doing breathing exercises every day, all as a means of learning how to discipline himself, becoming a better man, and improve everything about him. Basically, becoming completely zen, in control of any of his emotions, not letting anything sway him away from his goals, and leaving all of his bad habits in the past, to be a brand new person compared to the one he was when competitive gaming was turning him into a monster. The difference is day and night, going from a young teenager who didn't care about himself, would play games in total darkness, lose his mind all the time, eat junk food and everything else a 13 to 14-year-old teenager obsessed with being the number one at a game would do, to a now almost 19-year-old who has worked on his physical image by going to the gym consistently, eating healthy foods, educating himself on interesting topics by reading a ton of books, and taking the time to go totally ghost on social media to embark on a self-improvement journey. Although his day one fans admit that they missed the Fortnite and gaming days, which ultimately got Kyle to where he is today, they can also appreciate his story, consistently leaving comments stating how proud they are of the person he has become, and say that they hope to take inspiration from him while they're growing up. In one of his most recent videos, Mongraal explained that he's been travelling the world and had just got back from Spain, where he also appeared on an entrepreneurship podcast 2 weeks ago. In this podcast, he discusses next steps regarding business ventures and where he sees himself in the future.
I feel like in the future that's something I'd like to do. Once I develop myself some more, acquire some more wisdom and knowledge, I would like to come to these events and teach people that are like myself in this position, because I don't have much wisdom right now. And I'm just trying to learn from other people older than me, more experienced, and hopefully in the future come to an event like this and give a talk and share my wisdom, so yeah.
Although he's completely left the gaming side of his career in the past, Kyle is still as appreciative as ever and reiterates the fact that he wouldn't be where he is today if it wasn't for the subscribers that have been watching since the get-go.
I wouldn't be here without you guys, so thank you so much for supporting me over the past 6+ years. It's been a good journey and we've got a lot more stuff to cover. So yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.